So, driving in 2K25. As you'll see, I've opted for, well, actually you won't be able to see this, but I've opted for the left stick for my controls to drive. You can do left stick, right stick, or you can do the buttons. I prefer doing the swing, it just makes so much more sense. And as you'll see as well, is every time that you take the drive, you'll be able to see that you have got the kind of like components. You've got the contact, the transition, and the swing path. Now the contact obviously is at that top, as you can see. You've got then the percentage, which is going to be how good your timing is of it. So if I go to 100, for instance, it won't let me. If I'm obviously swinging, if I'm red, it means I've overswung. We have the swing path, which is kind of like how straight your up and down is. So if I was to make that like just a little bit more cleaner, you can see that it still goes the distance and won't necessarily fray too much. But if I go under, you'll see I've got perfect, but I also have a skill in it. The contact is close. We can also kind of get that a little bit closer if we do have the extra ability in MyPlayer to make it a little bit bigger to be able to hit it. So for instance, if I did this with someone like Tiger Woods, it would be much bigger kind of target for you to be able to hit. When it comes to the swing path, that's just down to how you do it personally, like that. That is just you practicing, and most definitely trying to get the rhythm of it is going to be the biggest thing. As you'll be able to see, we get a little bit closer on then the transition, but then the contact is slightly skewed off that little bit more. And as you can imagine, if you kind of go really far off, so for instance, if I was to go down perfect and then I was to really shank it to the left, you'll see that it will still give you that kind of lie of being able to get up there. But as you'll see, it'll be not necessarily onto your target. Say I do it a little bit more shanking to the right, but I've kind of dipped over. Depending on the wind, it might push it as well. That's going to play in your hands, but you can see it's nowhere near the green. We have also lost out on the power hit, which I absolutely loved in this game. It's been ever since, oh God, PGA 2K, I mean, it wasn't even 2K at that point, it was EA Sports. But in general, that was like 2006 and everything. But you can see then you've got like the underswing, but then you've got a better swing path and a better contact. So the ways that you improve this, and naturally it's going to be through muscle memory as well, is by obviously training it up, doing the matches, training your MyPlayer into a better overall is always going to be nice. We also then have abilities, or at least attribute abilities, that we can progress through as well. So if you go over to the home and go into MyPlayer, you will see the MyPlayer progression. This is going to be the key to not necessarily improving everything, but it most definitely will help you in a way. So obviously you've got your different attributes here, so we can look at the contact. So as you see, contact determines hook slices forgiveness, represented by scales of the downsize and target zone at the top of the swing meter. We then have the power, which is obviously maximum carry distance. We then also have swing path, shaping, rhythm, and then we also have transition, recovery, correction. They're going to be something that you'll need to kind of figure out what's the best yin and yang, because as I upgrade one, you'll see if I get my swing path up to 71, my correction maxes out at pretty much 57 there. Vice versa, if I do the same, as you'll see, it stays at 46. So you've got to be very careful with what you want to do. If you want more power than contact, then obviously you got to make sure that that's the thing that you need. You can obviously reset this as well if you kind of find that it's not working. But the big thing that's going to be a big help in this is going to be the abilities, the T skills. So we've obviously got the basic shot type, we've got the transition proficiency, the contact, and then the swing path, and also the rhythm. If I'm wanting the cleanest kind of almost drive from the game, these are going to be fantastic to have. Very much like when we look at the approach. We've obviously got the pitch type, we've got that, and then we've got the transition, the contact, and the rhythm. What this does is, as you can see on each of the little bit of the logos, is it will increase the size. So if we go for the contact, the very small bit at the top that's going to be helping with the swing path would be the perfect thing there, and then the contact as well. We've obviously got the transition, which is obviously the blue circle that goes around, and then we have got the rhythm that will obviously come into this as well, but we also have the swing path at the bottom. You have got a nice kind of bigger almost spot to hit as well. So if you have this on every single shot, the likely chance is you will increase your proficiency with doing it quite literally, as it says, a proficiency boost. You will get into the better cycle of it, because naturally, as your ability does get better, you start driving consistently, you'll get closer and closer to the smaller target. Then if you was to increase them because you've managed to get more abilities in the game, that's only going to help you even more and make it just that slight bit easier for you. Now, if you was using someone like Tiger Woods, naturally he would already have these abilities. He's got X, Y, and Z of them. I know his pitch attempt is very good. It's all golds everywhere. So that's going to be a fantastic one, to say the least. So let me know down below what you're thinking to use your abilities with, and I'll catch you all for the put-in video later.